We no afraid, we no see no one where we afraid of. We no afraid, we no see no one where we afraid of. Yeah, this is Everton Blender, and it's all about the young police from Jamaica, seeing Young Police Channel. Big up yourself, Everton Blender said that. We no afraid, we no see no one where we afraid of.
Yo, one day I do my radio show at Jamaica, you know, and when I come in more time, I read the paper. And one day I pick up the paper, and when I read the paper, I nearly drop down, you know. Because them time there, you know, a certain multinational company where the whole of we grew up with, you know, they had expanded and them had different services and things like that. Right? Well, probably the biggest company in Jamaica do not put any name. Yo, why would not do that, man? Do not put any. You see, when I start, then. God. To the person who name Jamaica and young boy, don't put no name in a man. Now, yeah, it's a man of fuckery, you know, man. Richie, I'm not telling you, not put no name in my chat, man. The fuck you not do?
Jamaica. There are stories that people whisper about, and then there are stories that people are afraid to tell. Because once certain lines are crossed, there's no going back. Tonight you're about to hear something different. Not rumors, not noise, not recycled narratives, but a perspective that has stirred controversy, debates, and serious questions across Jamaica and the diaspora. For the first time on this platform, we are going to examine statements and positions attributed to Raggashanti, a man who has never been afraid to speak his mind, and who at one point made claims that challenged powerful interests within Jamaican society. Claims that suggested that the real problem in Jamaica may not only exist in the streets. This is a man who is from the streets, you know, he's from South. Same background as yours truly, but it's just that, you know, two different mindset. Him, as him said, as he said, him is just about for us to live and take care of him family. Because him realized that the system itself is corrupt. But the real problem in Jamaica may not only exist in the streets, but could have been tied to systems of influence, power, and authority. So when I tell you all the time, say the real criminal in Jamaica are people them with a degree, the educated people, them you're going to hear it for yourself. You understand? And when statements like that are made, people start asking serious questions. Yes, serious questions. Questions like, what exactly was said? Who did it affect? And why did those statements create such strong reactions? But perhaps the biggest question of all, why did he leave Jamaica? Was it personal? Was it professional? Or was it something deeper? Him have a audience, you know. But his audience, them just saying, I don't know if things that just change Jamaica or just entertainment. Because the man is all about him safety. Because he's saying that the people who are supposed to make change for change and make the country better, they are not into it. They are the ones who are causing the problem. So in this breakdown, we are going to carefully examine the narrative that emerged around Raggashanti's statements, the reaction from different sides of Jamaican society, and the broader discussion involving figures such as SSP James Forbes, within the context of how situations were publicly interpreted and debated. This is not about speculation. This is about understanding how narratives are formed, how influence shapes perception, and how truth can sometimes become contested. The line between power perception and reality is not always clear. And once that line is crossed, everything changes. To understand this situation, we have to step back. Because Jamaica is not just a country. It is a system of layers. There is the Jamaica people see, music, culture, vibrance, resilience. And then there is the Jamaica that is often discussed behind closed doors. Power structures, influence networks, institutional control. Now within that environment, voices like Raggashanti have always stood out. Why? Because he does not speak in a way that is comfortable. He speaks in a way that forces reaction. At different points in time, statements attributed to him have been interpreted as challenge in how power operates in Jamaica, raising question about whether accountabilities apply equally across all levels of society. And when those kinds of conversation enter the public space, they do not remain neutral. They create support from those who feel unheard, criticism from those who feel targeted, and tension from those who feel exposed. Now within that broader discussion, names and situation began to surface. But he is not calling the names them, you know. He's just doing it in a subtle way. So if you do not know the people them that he's talking about, and that's why if you notice he had called out the Jamaica Young Police channel, because being an informer, me I call out the name them and him get vexed because you have to understand, say, then and there now, he's thinking about his life. You understand? Because if you associate with somebody like yours truly, you understand what I'm saying? You know, say, you put yourself out there as a target. But as me, you know, because I am well trained and I live in America just like him. And, you know, if you kill me, it's like killing a federal agent, because I work for Uncle Sam. And that's my beauty. And where I live, that's the beauty too. I'm not afraid of any guy. But as you hear him say and him think that corruption is a part of the Jamaican culture. So when him talk about SSP Forbes, and what followed was not simple, a one-sided narrative. Instead, what developed was a public debate about interpretation, responsibility, and how the situation are presented to the public. Because in any society, especially one, dealing with crime, justice, and governance, perception matters. And once a narrative is formed, it can influence how people think, react, and judge. But here's where things become even more complex. Because alongside the controversy came a shift, a relocation, a departure. Raggashanti was no longer in Jamaica, and naturally that raised another layer of questions. Was it simply life decisions? Or was it influenced by the environment around him? You're going to hear when him get even called, say, boy, man, tell him I'll kill him. And you understand, a man tell him, you're going to hear something, shocking things. Women were involved in all kind. Women, educated people, them in Jamaica want to kill him. Man call him, get paid to kill him. You're going to hear that first. So, you watch, you listen, and you decide that. It's, trust me, this one, but
Corruption run right through Jamaica. Remember when I time, I don't know if you remember, I always love to go with that reminder and this, One time, them put on them foot in a man and say, yo, we're going to put a stop to crime and we're going to integrate the technology and whatever. So them come in and them say, all right, how we do this? And then go to the police, and the police, the senior, come on, go say to the politician and the leader and powerful people them who been in a certain, not calling name, a certain private sector organization. So the police said, no, one of the ways we really can make a dent in a crime is if we have a law, the technology, and the law to support the technology to really implement our wiretapping and make the wiretapping sophisticated. So, and we can really make a difference in prosecuting the criminal. So them say, that you want, boom, 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 boom. Process going, the lawmaker, whatever, boom, boom, boom. So them police, them do them work. That police there for them. So the police, them do them work now. And it's like, so the police go listen to Raggashanti now. And then Raggashanti attack to Guba Guba. So the way wiretapping work now, they may hear Raggashanti and say, yo, boom, bam, bam, bim, you know. So what I say, they throw out the rubbish. Throw out the rubbish, cool. Yeah, who attack to Guba Guba. Wiretapping, you know, alright. Guba Guba in a mix. We could check, move to Guba Guba. So then I listen to Guba Guba now. Guba Guba attack now and thing, and then you Guba Guba attack to Shede. No, me not pick on Shede. Then you Guba Guba attack to Shushu. Somebody named Shushu. And then say Shushu, I say, yeah man, the car with the thing, oh Shushu. So the wiretapping move gone over to Shushu. And I saw the wiretapping, I go, till the wiretapping identify who in a what. When the wiretapping reach such and such or whatever and such people now, they give involved in the crime and everything now. Somebody now go tell so and so the wiretapping lead back to you, you know. And so say, what? Yeah. You want so come up in a wiretapping, you know. So pick up their phone and call the then leader of the country, whose name will remain unmentioned. And say to the then leader, like, a wagwan, how many name I call up in a so. The then leader of the country say, are you sure? Yeah man, cause my name come up in a so and so. The then leader of the country now go to the police and say, wagwan, how the man name I call up in a so. So the police say, Mr. Leader, Mr. PM, and they said the investigation lead. To them, yes sir, we have the evidence right here. And we can't really go over this, so you know. Police was like, so what for this over this, so it go. Alright, just leave that alone, I will deal with it. And just like that, I don't know if you remember, it was one senior superintendent. Not only whatever, him disappear after that, you know, he never did, you know. But him disappear after that. Because when I time him, I talk to him now, and him go say, based on, you know, them something that we are going to corruption, the shutdown, we protect who. Him go come out and go say something to the effect like, listen, the crime problem in Jamaica can't shut down. It can't shut down quick. It's a question of will. Do they have the will to do it? Him go say that. Some people are saying that for runway. Some people are saying run with them, take care of him, you know. And say, retire man, we're going to make it nice. Because he don't know when to know already, you know. And apparently him bit smart enough to make sure, say, him put certain things in place that if them get rid of him, you know, some people feel it, you know. And the word is that them end up of him playing cards right and thing, and them just give him a nice, glorious early retirement and nice him up with some good food and thing and whatever, you know. But in the gum come out in the paper and people hear already, you know. The country here, you know, who pay attention to them something, you know. And him just disappear. So if you go Jamaica, I think so the thing based on the merits and things like, yeah, some of them things, if you go look a small claims court or something or whatever this and that. Yeah, you know, the judge will go say, yeah, well, you prove your case and whatever. So some of that go on. But when you get down to the brass tacks and everything, man, the corruption run Jamaica, man. Right through. And it's all about your money. It's all, and we see it all the time. We see it all the time. Right? You remember when a Jamaican white man, you remember when they pull him over for a ticket and whatever, and then basically give the police a thing and say, like, well, I don't pay a ticket or whatever. And I think the police at the time did hold him hard and want to do the right thing. And I said, no, I don't want your money. You broke the traffic, you remember that white man? You remember the well-known senior superintendent who did come help the white man? The white Jamaican man, who remember that? And in at the end, you know, who get the shitty end of the stick? The well-known then black senior superintendent and whatever, them fling him a bush. When me tell you that man there, you know, he was so nice, you know, because he was like a spokesperson and things. So when I was in media, I work with him and things, you know, and I don't write him name, I don't know who me attack. Right? I'm telling you, he was just, I don't care nobody wants to say that man was such a nice, decent human being. Right? And I come in, help the brother there, you know. And I him get the shitty end of the stick. And then dash him in a bush and end him career and whatever. And man, and he illustrious career at the well, you know. And the white man, not come on, time. Regular thing there. Corruption. Yo, one day I do my radio show at Jamaica, you know, I remember coming with and I read the paper. And one day I pick up the paper and I read the paper, I nearly drop down, you know. Because them time there, you know, a certain multinational company where the whole of we grew up with, you know, they had expanded and them had different services and things like that. Right? Well, it's probably the biggest company in Jamaica, do not put any name. Yo, why not do that, man? Do not put any. You see when you start the. God. To the person named Jamaica name for you. Don't put no name in a man. No, you miss. It's a man of fuckery, you know, man. Richie, I'm gonna tell my son to put no name in my chat, man. The fuck am I do? It's my show, and I'm my chat. No, I'm not talking, no, I'm talking. I say, I don't want nobody put no name in my chat. I put my name in my chat, man. Moderator, mute them people from that live here who are put name in it. Yes, at one time I read the newspaper in Jamaica, you know, before me do my show, you know. And right there in the newspaper, somebody has speak for the big multinational company. And the person say, Yeah, them attack to the stockholder because it's a publicly traded company.
If you remember from, when Raggashanti started, this video, I was a part of the group. I was the one that he called out because I was typing the name of the people that he was referring to in his oratory, delivering about what was happening in Jamaica, telling us that the elites are the real criminals in Jamaica, and they do not want a better Jamaica, including the Prime Minister then, P.J. Patterson. And it seemed like he even went as far as to touch and it was the touch and Bruce Golding too. He was giving you a little insight and telling you, and you're going to hear later on why he left Jamaica. You listen that he called me out, Jamaica Young Police Channel. You can know that he's literally, although he's no longer living in Jamaica, he's literally afraid of these people because he knows how dangerous they are. Because these people, are ordinary people. These people are monsters, Jamaica monsters, evil at best, and these people are killers. But the thing that is really heartbreaking is to hear him defending SSP James Forbes. Say I'm a good person, no one is denying that. You understand what I'm saying? But the way that he went about it to defend Big Nell. Big Nell Tankwell is a part of St. Andrew South Police here, and I can tell you that I met Mr. Big Nell. I met family member about twice. I really have, there was no reason for yours truly to go there because them have security and all kind of thing, and you understand. So when Raggashanti is defending SSP James Forbes in this situation, he's defending corruption. But maybe he doesn't know, because when we like people, very intelligent guy, Raggashanti, very intelligent, a guy who come from, the ghetto as yours truly. But it's just that we have total different worldview. But as he stated before, and he has said again, it's the same thing even a former Gazette officer of the Jamaica Constabulary Force said to me, even a man from a top brass man who serve in the Jamaica Defence Force, and saying that what you're doing is really, really good, but in the long run you're not going to gain any traction, or you're not going to see anything change in your lifetime, because one of the biggest problems that we have a corrupt society, and the real corruptors are the people who are educated. The people, the little man who in the ghetto that commit crimes, they are just there as the foot soldier for them. So that's why the system is this corrupt. So while Senior Superintendent of Police James Forbes was initially convicted for attempting to pervert the course of justice in relationship to this incident, that conviction was overturned and he was acquitted by the Court of Appeal in 2021. We'll tell you how this works now. Perverting the course of justice is when you have a case that's going on and then you try to put something to stop it, to prevent the case from proceed. That is perverting the course of justice. And that is what all the points to prove the offense James Forbes had committed the crime itself. But because Jamaica is a corrupt society, and remember, whether or not you want to believe it, lawyers and judges, they go to school together, all of these people, the same circle. So that is the reason why the judge had convicted James Forbes. Did it not with emotion, did it with facts, because Detective Sergeant Hubert Llewellyn had testified against him, and the only person who got the shitty end of the stick was Sergeant Hubert Llewellyn. And if Jamaica had won, and that was the signal to show you that even this administration when they pretend that they want a corrupt free Jamaica, them don't want it. Because Sergeant Hubert Llewellyn should be the poster child for the Jamaica Constabulary Force, where every parish, every highway you're driving on, you're supposed to see this man's photograph, along with saying, the Jamaica Constabulary Force is recruiting and we need men with an integrity, character, honesty, morality, as Sergeant Hubert Llewellyn. But no, guess what? Then the police force itself punish him. He left the police force last year as sergeant. What most people do not know, and I know James Forbes listens to the channel too, and I knew this from before even he was arrested and charged. James Forbes, whether or not you want to believe, I am telling you, straight bad mind police, just like Owen Ellington and the rest of them. These are people, they are pocket watchers. Only them and them alone supposed to have nice things in life and supposed to be mingling with certain kind of people. I know for an incident, I soon talk about the traffic stop with Sergeant Hubert Llewellyn. I know of an incident in which James Forbes, although he was a police officer, mingled with all of the top people, them uptown and all of these things. But the thing is that James Forbes did not want to be seen, as a police officer. You understand, because him live uptown, and whether or not you want to believe it, there are certain things that they have said about his wife, that his wife involved in certain things. I always say certain things, when I talk about our business, you understand? Based on information received and obtained. So whenever police officer would say, men like James Forbes, uptown, attend a function, police officer, what he did not want you to acknowledge him if you're in uniform and as a police officer, because he did not want to be seen as a police officer, although he is, because he lives uptown and a part of the uptown crew. So what happened now with James Forbes and Sergeant Hubert Llewellyn? Whilst he was at CN, he was the one that in charge. Sergeant Hubert Llewellyn, he was a detective sergeant. Good police, honest police, man go to him work, do him work. On weekends, him have a photographic business where him do videotape or wedding and all kind of thing. So him could side hustling. And that's where Owen Ellington came in and said, boy, when police now, bad man, when police doing anything out of the job, they need permission from the police commissioner or from them, them commanding officer, and them supposed to get a certain percentage to go towards the POA, as if the POA come out, they come do it, So Llewellyn was on one of him gig a weekend doing him thing, and whilst he was there on his gig, Llewellyn saw James Forbes at the function, because he was the one that was doing the recording, because it's his business, and he saw him because James Forbes was the man that in charge of CCN and he was a detective sergeant then. And James Forbes did not, he spoke to him briefly, but he did not, was not that receptive towards him. And the next thing, when the following week, he asked him why he was there, and experience it. Well, I'm look at hustling that me do on weekend. And the next thing, what happened? Llewellyn did not do anything. Llewellyn was reverted as a detective and put back in uniform by CM James Forbes. No. And I don't blame Llewellyn for what he do. As a man who have feelings, you put me back in a uniform, then you want me to do something for your friend. You're mad. So that's the reason why it ended up in this way. Because he forgot that he's the one that put the man in uniform and removed him from the commissioner's office. no love lost right there. James Forbes is not no innocent police. James Forbes never do no police work in his entire career. The man never fire a shot or engage a gunman. I have never seen this man in court. When the first time this man got a court, when he was charged. So that's why I hear Raggashanti saying was a good man. But to me, the man there was politician in a police force. Even he was one of my, he never really that fond of me, because he used to call me Tommy Trouble. Because when I was getting transferred from Clarendon to St. Elizabeth, my cousin had involved in it too, but to a lesser extent. James Forbes was one of them, and police named Dooley, PMP police. PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization police. I get transferred from Clarendon to St. Elizabeth, not because I was doing anything, I was just doing my job. And then they paint and tell lies on me. Same James Forbes and people at the Police Federation, they concocted along with the PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization government led by Michael Manley, and transferred me to St. Elizabeth. So James Forbes, you know, I am the only YouTuber as a police officer that came out and says, yes, he was guilty of the charge that he was arrested and charged with. Not because I know and you are my I know this is the thing where I kill Jamaica. Biasness. People like you, and because you like you, people don't say you're wrong. I used to work with a guy. I call him full name still. Although him name Rocky. We used to work on team for years. I work with Rocky and I know say Rocky a thief. And I said that without no apology. A cowboy did revert him and put him back in a uniform. And Rock, for years on them thing, I just saw the man they do it. As I told you about an incident one time when I, along Marcus Garvey Drive when them stop a goods truck and all kind of thing. But most people now go tell, more, so when Rock did lose the work, cause them say, them kick him out of the force, say him a thief. And I tell people, say, yeah, of course Rock a thief, me and him used to work on them thing there, them man there, I just saw it go. But, some people now go, people like you and them thing there. Rock get back to work. While others who thief on them thing and then they get it back because Rock connected. You understand? I don't believe in a people for, thief and all kind of thing. I don't believe in that. Police can't make money. But Raggashanti, the reason why he's saying the things about James Forbes is because I'm friend and him like him. So now look at the facts. The case center on the April 2012 traffic stop where Sergeant Hubert Llewellyn issued a speeding ticket to businessman Bruce Bittnell. Bittnell was subsequently accused of bribery, and SSP Forbes was charged for facilitating a meeting between the parties to mediate the matter, which the prosecution alleged was an attempt to quash the charges. And look here now, the only authority in Jamaica of any power or authority to dispose of a case is the court. So Bittnell now, all Bittnell had to do, my police don't want the money. I say, oh, it's a mistake and them thing, but Bittnell now, him and the first police stop him and him just give them the money because he have never met a police officer like Sergeant Hubert Llewellyn, because every time police stop him all over Ireland, him just give them the money and just go on. Because the system itself is corrupt. So when you find a police officer like Sergeant Hubert Llewellyn, that's kind of strange. It's like foreign to him. Kind of like him, I say, wait, I can't believe somebody give him a thing. If Llewellyn was the kind of police where I really want something, he could not give him a ticket or anything like that, and if he want him, could have go check him some other time or something because I'm a businessman. But you understand, but them man are principal police. And that's all. SSP James Forbes was arrested, charged and convicted for attempting to pervert the course of justice, which is fitting of the crime. The judge that convicted him did justice. So in the Court of Appeal in 2021, set aside the conviction and sentence, ordering a full refund of his fine. The court ruled that the prosecution failed to prove that Forbes intended to pervert the course of justice. Judges noted that there was no evidence that Forbes had influenced Sergeant Llewellyn to recant his statement or interfere with the sergeant's exercise of discretion. Sergeant Llewellyn himself later admitted in court that his initial conclusion had been bribed may have been a mistake. Following his acquittal, SSP Forbes was reinstated to the Jamaica Constabulary Force in 2021 before officially retiring. And I can tell you that, Forbes, whether or not you want to believe it, James Forbes wasn't innocent at all. He had committed a crime. The only reason why he got away is because of the corruption within the judiciary. And you have to understand, so the people them who control it, they are the real corruptors in Jamaica. Those of you who want to hear, look here. If you want to hear some real damning things about our Jamaica, and when you talk about corruption 101 and people, and why Raggashanti had to leave Jamaica because he could almost lose his life, you're going to hear some things. You understand? Even this video that he has done, I know that he's not comfortable doing it because he did not want people to call names. But if you want to hear it in the entire,
the money kind of drop off right now, because we were making substantial profits from so we were making substantial profits in the West, when I talk over Montego Bay and whatever, from the people who were involved in narco trafficking, and they were doing extensive real estate investments. So them I buy a whole heap of thing and I build a plaza and a whole heap of something. If you remember when them Big Dan, they did a blow up the whole of Moby and Westmoreland and whatever with some whatever this and that. And weird. Oh, hello, Andrea. Andrea, hope you know I cursed a bad word a while ago. I swear to you, Miss Messon, I do not curse. But, well, every now and then I will drop in and look around. But Andrea Messon, big up yourself, Is it the Andrea Messon, the first person to give Ragga a job in the media? Is that Andrea Messon there? Is that you? Is it you, Andrea? Oh, Andrea, you know I'm bad right there, Oh, people, this, oh God, people, I'm writing my autobiography right now, and Andrea, your name came up, People don't know, so me keep it real, this is who I am, and thing and whatever, And, a lot of Jamaicans, the construction of decency and what is appropriate and what is profane is heavily grounded in our colonial past, And for example, I like to use examples that are accessible, right? Like me say, like the only place me go where people say when me talk part of my chat bad is Jamaica. Everywhere else me go, them love our talk. Every country me go, Tanzania, Ghana, France, England, Japan. We go to Japan and hear Japanese. Me in our hotel and hear Jamaicans outside in our party. I rings out about me. I say, wait, dance all there. When we look out in our party and think not one Jamaican out there be a Japanese and them have one language down to a T, right? So I'm using that as an example to say that what is right and what is wrong and whatever is grounded in our colonial past and what. But a lot of these people don't want to tell you that, you know. I'm not going to say it, you know. I'm just saying that this is inappropriate, and, you know. And I'm certainly not saying that anything come out of my mouth is good, right? Because I know I'm a provocateur, and I know I can be terrible, and I know I can be unapologetically rude at times, but because of those dynamics, many of us Jamaicans, we don't see beauty and talent and potential in some of our fellow Jamaicans because we're so arrested by these vices, these neo-colonial vices where we have and thing and whatever. So you find, say you have some people out there, you know, them, for example, again, them rinse out patois and whatever, but them brilliant. They must say something brilliant. But because, you know, you have that shield there already, you not hear the brilliance, you know, because you're just lacking at something there with them teach or whatever. So if I say enough people now, them have that something there, or them have something where them can rise with and thing, but if somebody not have that mind liberated to that degree, are not threatened or insecure with some of these things, or, you know, if they're just not even awareness of what's going on, why you think this way and you think this bad or think this. If them not know, you know, them end up a stifle people and the people a break and all them something there. You see what I say? So you have some people who live beyond that, and them end up give people a chance because them say talent in some people and things like that. And I just want to respectfully submit that Andrea Messam, the lady you see in the chat there, she was one of those persons, or is one of those persons. And when Raga getting PhD and come back and Anthony Thornton did leave at 102, is Andrea Messam. The Ragga we want to love, while I want to love and thing over the years and whatever, tambourine radio the whole world, is Andrea Messam. And she, I never knew go to her, you know? And she said, come here. You're up. You're going to get your short. You can do this. And I said, really, Andrea, you know me? She said, you are the person to do this. Remember, this was a show that it was Bruce Golding first, then Anthony Thornton. Anthony Thornton did form our own political party, bro. And it's Andrea Messam who said, no, man, I'm Mr. Andrea, but you know, she said, it's you. And when you know me, I mean, I forget who did it for me, you know. Andrea, I mean, I know, you know, if you're here, you know, but me chat about you all a while, you know, man. Yeah, man. You know, good to see you, man. When I see you in the chat, they're loving this. You say you remember her, right? And Angela, boy, may I tell you, oh, you're hearing this for the first time? Really? Oh, no, man, your name call up, man. When I'm saying Jamaica, when somebody call your name, you use a ring, no, so it go, right? Yeah, man, I tell you, man, I talk about you all over, you and Uncle Barry Moncrief, you know? And, you know, who called your name all a while, man, Angela, you know? You know? I am Bob Messiah, Curtis Messiah, blessings, man. Right, me calling you all the while, Andrea, man. Big you up all the while, man, because, you know, people enough of what want to enjoy from me, you know. Andrea said, and Andrea, You know, some fight where you get after too, you know. You know, the whole politics of the thing and whatever, and some different thing over the years, you know. Years, some challenges that you have to deal with, you know. I don't think, you know. But Andrea, I just want to say big thank you again, you know. Big thank you for, because as you're aware, the career has been somewhat colorful. You know, like there have been some ups and downs, you know, with the broadcasting commission and so forth and things like that. But all in all, I would like to think, you know, based on those who, it was all me, right, you know. So, and you know what is funny? A lot of the things that that people had a problem with me, I just find it interesting now that it's par for the course now in Jamaican media. It's like, yeah, some things that don't used to beat me for back in the day and whatever. It's like, you know, when you listen to a burger man and them people and thing or whatever, man, I say, what you man? I say, that is good, you know. Because my issue was, you know, me go through, you know, my evolution was such that I went through a phase that I had to come to terms with who I am as a Jamaican, like from an identity orientation, you know. And again, this is what I preoccupied with as an anthropologist, as many of you know, but I applied it to myself, and I went through my whole existential ups and downs, and who am I think, you know, who do I want to be, and which parts of Jamaica I'm happy and comfortable with, and which parts I should discard. So I went through that. And then, you know, when I came back to Jamaica and started out in media, and Andrea gave me my break, I reached a point where I was just like, wait a second, what is going on here? And I found myself in some ways following the script, you know, the talk show script, right? And then talk show in Jamaica was standard, you know. It had boundaries. Politics, that was the main thing you're supposed to talk about, and thing like that. And then I said, I wanted, you know what, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to do a culture and lifestyle stuff. But I want to traffic that through the aesthetic and the vernacular of where my born and grew up in a ghetto. Yeah, I want that in the official space of media. The problem with that is a lot of people in Jamaica, they have a paradigm where they have a problem with them people, you know. But they have a problem when them people like go in spaces that they're not supposed, that they think they're not supposed to go into. If you follow what I say. So a lot of people have a problem with people attack and behave certain way. Them not someone you pass your place. The pass your place phenomenon in Jamaica is just, it's something that is entrenched and thing. And it really is about selfishness, you know, because the people, you know, you have sometimes some people, whatever, but what was really going on there, there's a particular set of Jamaicans who believe that certain spaces are reserved for them because they have arrived and they have achieved and they're at a certain level and So they're not a problem with you, I'll be you in your space, you know, but don't come over in a film space. The problem with that is, nothing wrong if me go your house and you say you have to take off your shoes before you come in my house. It's your house. Your house. So it's either I take off my shoes or I don't go in your house. Because it's your house. But the media, the open land that is media, the media landscape or whatever, is not for them house. That belongs to the people. So when me did I going with my antics at Jamaica and whatever, you know, me did I going at this kind of love comedy. I mean, the things are more palatable when it is delivered in a non-threatening manner. So the comedy, I love that anyway. I'm a performer, you know. But there was a political agenda behind it on my part because I wanted that voice into the space that has traditionally been reserved for them people because it's not for them space. Right? Yeah, man, me did reach a point where, Like you couldn't even chat patois on radio. Remember, what I believe, and I share this with people, right? As an anthropologist, I came up with this thesis and thing. What I said was, language carries culture. Culture carries identity. And identity carries existence. Language carries culture. Culture carries identity. And identity carries existence. So language, it carries the mores, the values, the philosophy, the cause and effect explanations of a particular group of people. So if most of Jamaicans speak patois, that patois carry a particular culture. Language carries culture. Culture carries identity. So the identity is fundamental because it's who you are. And the identity carries existence. So if you invalidate the language, you're invalidating the existence of the people. And that is why some people get certain ratings over others. And yeah, me did have an issue with that. So me I said, nah, we need to bring that language in the official spaces that have long been reserved for certain people. I remember when I was a lecturer at the University of the West Indies, so when we end up a new start 93 FM, then I say, one of the lecturers up there say, I have no problem with him being the way he is. No problem. I just think it needs to be over at Irie FM. Right? That's the type of elitist crap, that they're Jamaican. And don't be fooled by them. A lot of them, they wax lyrical when them speaking and thing and instead of writing and it sound good and that. But let me tell you something. There's very few countries in this world, that have more social boundaries than Jamaica, but say enough to cross the line, enough to cross the line. Racism, the America, but it's a colorism. American racism is not compared to Jamaican colorism. Right? And then remember, the colorism carry culture and whatever this and that and them. So somebody didn't want to bring that voice up on radio. And that's why I'm just say keep it simple, Ragga. Let's come up with some simple topic, focus on the humor, and make the people then feel comfortable and call in. Yeah, man, come chat on radio and chat about your life on radio, and we do a topic every week. So yeah, there was a method to my madness, and there was an intentionality there to apply a particular apparatus with the goal of like come over in that space, yeah. And a film space, they don't own it. And them own a outside, them own a bedroom. Media belong to the whole away. Yeah, but you're right. And I'm gonna tell you the thing that used to beat me from whatever me see it on one of my friend Bruce, Bruce, link me one day and I said, boy, Ragga, go listen a long time, Bruce, who they call Friday the 13th, if you remember him, I think he's still back over New Start 93 FM now. And Bruce linked me one day and Bruce, I said, boy, Ragga, boy, some things were normal now, Jamaica and whatever, and they used to beat your feet, you set it and thing, and I said, Bruce, don't get it twisted. In truth, and me set it, me just continue it. And he must say, continue it and whatever. And I say, yeah, remember some needed inspired by some people too, Some of them ironic, but, I understand that Mutty Perkins' wife, she had some reservations about me. But I give thanks to that woman, because when me look a bit, she did have one something upon radio. You remember Dulcimina? You remember Dulcimina upon radio with Pressure Foot and Dulcimina, whatever. And that was just like a little oasis in this vast desert of European style of radio. But we used to listen to Dulcimina and my mother and ghetto people were just like, yo, we're going to listen to Dulcimina. And it was Mutty Perkins' wife who was producing that. But again, it was our voice. It was our voice on radio, but we never did that here. Right? So we give thanks to people like she who set it before we. Right? Now, I have no problem with the Marigot and the Never Will be them and the you know, I have no problem with them, you know, because they know they work good in their own right. But I just say give thanks to Miss Lou and Mass Run, right? And Miss Lou, she just did a code switching that's so brilliant or whatever. And she was very clear in what she was championing, you know, the voice. You know, when you read Jamaica Labration and listen to Miss Lou work and Miss Lou go back in her culture and whatever. Yeah, man, it was about the masses, man. It was about the African descendants, you know, who weren't supposed to be in the official spaces of Jamaica. So we give thanks to people like Andrea who say, you know, so that youth work hard and him getting masters and him PhD and whatever and him and doing things. Him have it in him and give him show, man. And some people weren't happy with it and she stood by it. She stood by it. She said that it's him that I want. You know. So we give thanks to people like, yeah, we give thanks to Andrea for that, you know. Blessings, man, yeah. So we can't do an easy and thing. You see, so Andrea said, no, they weren't. Yeah. And never really have an answer. We are do. And thing I should roll it, man. And people somehow don't know, like, for example, Cordell Green and I, we have had some fights and whatever. But if I don't know, you know, Cordell, I'm big up to Cordell, you know, because it's Cordell called me one day. After the whole lot enough for the fight, the man thing. It's Cordell called me one day, and we need to talk. And I honestly thought that, you know, so some of you probably have no context here. I had a lot of fights with the Broadcasting Commission while I was on radio. And Cordell Green is the executive director of the Broadcasting Commission. Like some brutal fights, you know, some of them got real political and thing, and yeah. So Cordell and I were talking, and calling and I said, yo, it's just gonna be some BS, man. You know, this is gonna be some BS. And we met and we had dinner, and I have to say that he was so sincere and genuine, and you know, we had a conversation about our battles, and he was essentially saying, right, I have a job to do, I had a job to do, and I have a job to do, and do my job or whatever and stuff, and you know, but you know, and he started telling me where he's coming from and window and all of something, and we just had a really good conversation, two, you know, human being with mutual respect for each other, and you know, and you know, we didn't agree on everything, but at least there was a mutual respect there, you know, given our battles from before, you know. So some might, you know, some might turn out good. There are people here who still not particularly fond of me. That's okay. Me not like them either. Right? But in the heyday of those days, man, I tell you, it was good. But to go back to the point that I'm making, though, about the corruption that is just endemic and entrenched in pretty much all, you know, strata of Jamaican society, so much so that it does I know this is not, it is not significant of what I'm talking about, but I'm going to share it with you to illustrate the point of how the problems where people have in Jamaica. So this woman, she always beat dancing. It's a long time something. From when Butterfly dance there around that. Give you the example. So she always a beat dancer, and she said dancehall is the worst thing to ever happen to Jamaica, and this and that and whatever. Always a beat dancer. One day me go to her yard, you know, and see her watch a music video and exercise in her leotard and tighten the Butterfly and dancehall music and whatever. And I'm just like, but you said that dancehall is the worst of the worst, and look at you here, you know, using dancehall, and her thing was, no, but this is packaged differently. It's packaged from, you know, North American, brought down properly. she love it, you know. She love it and enjoy it and spend her money on it, you know. But based on Jamaican culture and what she did there and what she did do, at that time she wasn't supposed to say that. So I saw them hide and do it and then come up with these type of explanation about why they're doing it in a way that just, you know, it's hypocritical, you know what I'm saying, and contradictory, but you know, if you don't mind, you know, I'm not doing anything wrong this way, but it's wrong over there, so, you know, but then you see those type of contradictions all the time, you know, very often underpinned by power and money. By power and money. You understand? And Jamaica is rife with that. You know that me I tell you when I read the paper, man, and I see the speaker, the person who do PR for the big multinational company from Jamaica. And the person say, yeah, the narcotic traffickers, you know, they've been spending a lot of money with us and so forth and thing, but you know, since the crackdown on them. So what? So me go on the radio now, me go say, people, you know, see what the man has said. The man has said, them know who. Them know where the money has come from. They know all this time. You know? But there wasn't no effort to say, oh, we're going to stand our ground. We're not taking your money or whatever, this and that. But them same people, you know, as soon as I hear something I get to, you know, is the people in the ghetto, you know, condoning it. If only those people would stand up to these dons because they have the numbers and whatever, and I like them live there and I go through where we go through and whatever. But let them quick for judge ghetto people, you know. But when it's convenient for them to say, oh, the narcotic traffickers, they're spending a lot of money in real estate and countries, and they know. And it's, you know, money in the coffers for their shareholders, you know, and things like that, you know. They know, you know. But that is corruption. That is corruption. Right? And it comes down to, you know, as you know, power. You know. Remember, you know, power is having the ability to do what you want to do, to get others to do what you want to do, with very little or no consequences. That is my definition of power. Power is the ability, the capacity to do anything you want to do and to get others to do what you want them to do with very little, reduced, diminished consequences or none at all. And this is nothing exclusive to Jamaica. This is all over. You see it playing out here in the United States. You have power, you're doing the damn thing you want. And it's the same thing in Jamaica. And then, you know who have the power. And who have power don't go jail. To go back to the original point where I come down through this discourse I'm sharing with you. And that's why my uptown friend, I can say, I'm saying, you idiot. We don't go jail. If you know, but the people like you go jail. At Jamaica, we don't go jail. You ever see me in a jail later, whatever. That is corruption. That is corruption. That is corruption. Them people don't go jail, but I look a man jump the fence at King's house and pick some ackee. And then lock him up. Send him go jail and send him go, and he can go court in front of the judge where Tuesday was showing him. And when people say, come on, man, where's your discretion? And when they pick some ackee, put them in jail, it's the Governor General who at the time, and still is, was then the Queen's representative, was now the King's representative. So we can't have that. We can't have anybody going on the land to pick some ackee. And we certainly can extend some discretion and some, some reasonable understanding and don't put the man in a prison, in a jail. And then when you say that, It's the little things that matter. You have to start from the small, whatever. That is corruption. Corruption is when the demonstration did a go on and the young lady from Zip did go cuddle with the man with the big board and thing and whatever, and who did in the demonstration and behave bad, which he should not have done, right? And everybody and them gingeration roll out on the young lady. When I tell you people mouth loud pan her, loud pan her, them beat her, and she shouldn't. But the way them come out self-righteous, and you see these things in Jamaica all the time. But when somebody else do certain things and it phrasing with the integrity commission or whatever, never. You know, hear people out of them know that is corruption. Right? Scandal after scandal after scandal with both political parties. Who were prison for that? That is corruption. But yeah, like a one little man, I can't whatever this and that. That is corruption. There's somebody right now in government and thing who's a friend of mine, but when you see some things were going on and whatever and thing, I say that's a corruption. But he's a friend of mine. You know, I lie, he's a friend of mine. Me defend him too when certain things are going on. And I said, no man, somebody like him for whatever. So I was an advocate for him. So I stand by my thing, say I was the one who supported that. And but you see the thing and whatever, it's corruption. A whole bunch of things happen like straight up, raw, unadulterated corruption. Yeah, so the lady who called earlier, she talked about a real estate situation and thing, and she could be quite right, you know, because unfortunately that is what has obtained for centuries in Jamaica, and it's not that it has changed, it has gotten more nuanced, but also more entrenched. It's a more velvety, you know, it's more sophisticated in terms of, you know, the generalship and thing and whatever, you know. It's not as frontal, you know, but it's certainly there, you know, very potent and strong on all levels. When I get my PhD, you know, I go back to Jamaica, you know. And then I drive long time, you know, so I say, so what I have to do to get a Jamaican driver's license? I'm saying, no, no. So I go down one place down on Swallowfield, and so I say, I come there, and I say, no, I come here to do my driver's license thing or whatever. And the man said, you come to do your driver? And I said, oh, okay. You need to talk to somebody first, yeah? And I said, I said, who me need to talk to? So I think of somebody, him say, you see that man there, him not even applying to them, like, you see that man there, and I lignum invite the tree over there, so go talk to him. And I said, I just come back from foreign, and a boy fresh, and a boy don't even talk out yet, or nothing, you know. So me, you know, Mr. Buy the book. So me I say, why should I go? Him said, just go talk to the man. When I say I don't understand, I am in the office right now, and I come here, I just need to get a driver's license and thing and whatever. Why would I need to go out and talk to that man under the legal invited you? So him say, is either you have to talk to him or you not talk to him, you know. So I say, I don't like the tone, you know. I say, what I do? If I say, you don't do nothing about me, I tell you, say, do you come here for your driver's license, don't? I say, yeah. Him say, go talk to the man under the legal invited tree. Then so Ragga now him drop back now, you know, ready for contribute to him country and have discipline and all him something, you know. So listen to me, I've been driving for years, and I just want to go about this thing the way that it's supposed to go about. Man, look for me. Alright. Do what you do. Same say, well, whatever it's worth, you know, just make you know, you know. You're not going to pass. So you're not going to pass what? And so you're not going to pass the test. You're not going to pass the test. So, but oh, you know you're not going to pass the test, I'm going to take a test yet. Because you're not going to pass. I say, but me I drive for years and whatever. Me not say you're not drive for years. Me just I tell you say you're not going to pass. I'm a walkway now to look man. It's a government place, you know, but it look like it's an old house, like a house from back then. Cause it's a veranda. Remember it have like a little veranda. So I go by the veranda now and look at man and say, big man, you don't think you understand what the man is saying. And so there's a way at the right. Man say, yo, the man I tell you the right way to do the thing. You hear the man say, man tell me the right way to do the thing. So I say, the man I tell you the right way to do the thing, dog. But me I said the right way, you know, if you go through what it. And I said, listen to me, man, everybody has to understand the thing. So if I go do the test, me not pass, you're not going to pass. So I have to go talk to the man under the tree. Yeah, talk to me. Okay. So when I'm going and I talk to him, I say, what happened? You know, say, oh yeah, you got your license. So I say, yeah. And I got when they say the tax, I'm saying like 12,000, something like so. This was a long time, you know, when I just come back from like 2001. And somebody said, I'm gonna give you the money. Him say, yeah, man. I'm gonna give him the money. And him say, alright. Him say, go up the sun thing. The man in the so-and-so shirt, him go tell you for going around car. You go drive the car for 1 minute. Him say, I will drive the car for 1 minute. Him say, but just make sure you do like one little turn. Him say, make sure you do like a little turn, like for 1 minute, and you come in the car, you go collect your license. And I'm like, wait, that's it? I'm like, yeah, that's it. So I'm going to go up there. Before me even reaching the man, say, come, Mr. Stewart. Come, Dr. Stewart, come. I'm going on the car, and him to just, we're still inside of the place, you know, and him to just drive on this and turn and come back. I'm just like, okay, I'm just driving on this and turn and come and going, and you get your license. You get your license. That's Jamaica for you, okay? You get your license. That's something get my license. You know, one time I go over, register something for do something, you know. And when we can't to go in a detail about that one, but when we go over there, you know, when I talk to a virgin, you know, and he might say, Ragga, over this or the link there, you know. And I say, what? He say, over this or the link there, man, just, you know. Over this if you go give him money, man. So okay, I go over there. So when I go over there now, I the same money in my charge me than where you for pay. So I say, but this is the same amount of money. So I go back to your bedroom and I say, dang, what you mean at the link? You know, see the man I go around here, man. You know no benefit no over this, so you better you know go pay the thing for yourself, man, and whatever. And that because now the same money in my charge over this one thing or whatever. And I'll never forget this. The man said, yeah, but I rather give a man my money, the same amount of money than to give the government my money. And I think that was telling. You know, like the underground economy, how much people work outside of the rules and regulations, like it's just normal. not only normal, there's some sense of satisfaction in get for. It's like if him follow the rules, it's like no and feel like he might compromise himself in some way, like he might lower himself in some way by following the rules. Go around the system, even when it is no, there's no fiscal advantage in doing so, you know. But him feel better do it or whatever. That's Jamaica for you, you know. I can give you example after example after example. You know, sometimes police them come to me, you know, and you know, I can't help you. One time, you know, 2 police come over, we can't talk to you. I say, yeah, I want to go. Right away, you will see people at better road, you know, we want do something different and thing, you know, but right away, rank and file, you know, we can't. I say, what do you mean? It was downtown Kingston, you know? And them say, Ragga, sometime, you know, them say them a go for so and so. And we know so and so there, you know. And then the soup will say, come. 3 o'clock a morning, we a go for so and so. So when we go so boom and a roll up, because we in the street in a Ragga, we know so and so there, you know. So we a go the soap set, we a go, I say we a go. So we say to the soap, or soap, if we a go for so and so, for such man. Over there, so such man there, where we a go? Him say the soap say, me did ask you where anybody there, me say, I saw where I go, it's so where I go. Over so where I go, we go look for such man over so. So I say, Ragga, people in a beat we and thing, you know, but the man they eat them food and them tell you how to do the thing based on orders. So we have to do what superior and them tell you to do. And the people have a beat we. So I say you end up have to go. So some say when I have to go, so then when I have to lose the work too. And then after a while now, we end up saying, I saw everybody do it, so we just start doing it too. That is Jamaica for you. And the police them tell me that. Right? One woman called my show. And no sound I know about that call here. She was a helper. And she did, you remember when she called and talk about 4 women carry her go holiday in a Montego Bay. And assault her. 400 them deal with her billions. The 4 of them deal with her. We don't know about the mix up. Cut long story short. That go on because when the woman go say, as you remember, it was right on the radio. And the woman say, yeah, because you know one of them two, one of them are your friend. And I say, my friend. And whatever, boom, bam, bam, bim, 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 bim. Anyway, we go back, go on. At them time, they went, them something the bus. We will say, Chris Cross, play a little music there for me. And we will go talk to the people in private and get to name them. You know, that was a thing. Anytime people hear me say, Chris Cross, no man, I mix up your eyes, go play a little music there for me. And then, you know, it's a Ragga guy, and get to name. But then when we get to name, me come back now and me go say, well, you know, life funny, me I tell you, so that woman that done me, you know, beat me, you know, left, right, and center, you know, so me, you know, the worst thing for happen to radio, you know. And then that really pass up my go on related to that. And really pass up my go on, what do I get in there? But where it culminated people, you know, so one time when up on the road, and I tell you, that's why I live good with people, you know. I live good with people. Basically made it help somebody. A woman, a Tom farmer who listen me, help her because me help people all the while. When we there Jamaican money did I run, millions I run and really for people me help. And see our son come involved in a certain things. But me know what him do. Let us just say him get paid for the certain things. him get paid for do certain extreme things. But just like when we there get to and we know who I do what and whatever, you don't have to involve in it, but you know who are they done, you know who run this, and you know, so you know whatever. So one time I drive, and we get a call on my phone, me did I go. We did go host one party at one go-go club named Scrubber Dub. You know what I mean? I drive, and me get a call. And I miss a man that on the phone. And the man say, whoa. I say, yeah. I don't expect no call from me and whatever. And I say, you are going. I say, you're going to Westmoreland tonight. This is somebody I talk to for years, And I say, you're going to Westmoreland tonight, If you don't have to go, don't go. But if you go, don't take a pretty road, take a ugly road. I say, where am I? I say, you have to stop fast with the people, man. I say, me, what me do? I say, man, you're fast with the people, man, laugh what the thing with the people, man, laugh. I say, the people, want your head back, So, because it don't even connect to me, because I tell you something, what him do. So when him say, what do you mean, why my head back? Why my head back for? So I say, yo, and a woman them too. So make me know, say a woman, sidebar. Hey, you know much thing happen in Jamaica and people just assume say a man do them something and you know say a woman do them for them something. We do that frightening if you know. All machine something, you have hit woman in Jamaica, no family don't even know that. But anyway, so him say, are the woman them too? So I say, what you mean? What you really mean? So I say, you're fast with the people, and the people, check out how to deal with your case, People, want your head back. And him say certain things, but me know, so whatever, make me know. And I say, you're serious? And I say, yeah. Then I saw certain inquiries come to me. And I saw me tell him, say, no, I'm a general that, the man they look out for my mother. My mother say, he's like a son to her, but I'm not doing nothing, And I saw me tell him, say, no, that never happen. And I saw me break a rule right, and I said, what kind of rule? And I said, no, if business come in and whatever, you're not saying nothing to the mark. And I said, oh, so you made the exception for me. And I said, yeah, you're good, you. I don't know you, so very. And I said, but why you specifically I tell me, say, whatever? And I said, well, they never get the work from me. But I know so them a link somebody else. Now I don't know if that person ever take your work or whatever and thing like that. But if me know where you are go tonight, even though it's a private party and thing and whatever, the person who make me know where you are go tonight from the person that know then the other person that might know, So I saw me broke a rule and make you know. So if you're not going to do that party, they don't do that party. But if you have to do the party, don't take a pretty road. Them time that the South Road never fixed yet. Remember the Southern Highway that never, you remember when that road they did bumpy and stay bad and whatever. And then they finish the North Coast Highway and the pretty road up this. And that's why I must say, no, don't take a pretty road, take a South Road and whatever. Because anybody did that go nigga them time, they will go up on the North Coast, whatever, Yeah, man, when I saw me come out from here and say, yeah, this is Jamaica feel. Enough people don't know. That's Jamaica. Jamaica, island. Jamaica nice, nice, But this is corruption and wickedness and evil and whatever. No, so that they don't know. So when they're merciless with what they're doing, so you can't live in a naivety in a place there. Yeah, man, me tell him already, say, after the call and whatever, me just say, is either me stay and start pray the place certain way. Yeah, because if, you know, would I be a fool for me, say, if I there's people, then I'm not pray them way, then you're not prepare for defend yourself. And if you defend yourself, you have to, yeah. If I this other thing, they have to prepare for say, whoa, you have to go there so to when you reach you. You see what I say? Yeah, man, that's some of us sit back and do some reflection and say, well, is either me start meds the place for a certain level and think, at them time, them a machine up, you know, legal and thing, you know, but you know, them something they go on whatever, you know, and then know them time them do that. You know, me keep me look sure, them me do all about a war show and whatever, and you know, all over the place, so I expose, so I like say, you know, me have a profession, boom. And then on top of that now, you know, we have links and thing, yeah. And we can access certain bucketing, but you see the thing with certain bucketing now, you see once you start utilize the bucketing there, after a while you're in another world, you know. So once you start utilize certain bucketing and thing, you're in another world, you know. So the bucketing, the enemy of the bucketing, you know, you become for them enemy now too, you know. Can't catch him short, you have to move to think, you're in the street, you know. So if you make up your mind going or something, that's why some of the time when the youth them come to me and say they want to pick up certain things, but if you just match it out to them or match it out to them, I say, Jesus, James, sir, I never really think about that, you know. Yeah, man, sometimes when my student them come and they with certain man or whatever and thing and whatever, but them they grew up, you know, that's something there, you know. Them they know about that's something if you hide gun in your baggy and all them something there and whatever and cover and then yeah. And the next girl who and the dance to go come over with your monkey lotion and ice pick and whatever. Can you live that life? No, sir. Leave it alone. If it's not for you, love it. You understand? So you say to me, know the road them here and whatever, I just know say anyhow I go stay there and whatever, I have to go start pre certain way and be prepared for all. If you move to me certain way, I have to move back to a certain way. It's the game of survival, that's how it is, you know. And if you don't play the game or whatever, you did it in another world or whatever, you get gobbled up, you know. 2 toes. A man she say you think weak them way and thing and slap your head back and thing, your back it weak. You did there preach virtue and goodness and whatever. Huh? Instant target, you know. What? You might owe a show on the past stage and drive per road all the while and whatever. I could go and watch him and thing, you know what I say? So you have to understand them thing there, you know, people say, some of those drop back and meditate and I say, you know, some of the breeze them people, yeah. Yeah, man, and some of us a boom and drop back up here, man. Because some woman did I check out, man, because slap on my head back and thing. Woman, you know, woman like me and whatever and thing and whatever, this and that, I mean, never do them nothing. That is Jamaica feel. Yeah. And failure to understand those dynamics and things, and you did it just nonchalantly go through and thing whatever, you know. You have enough things to see happening whatever, you know, I'm reading at the paper or whatever, and as I see, I guess I'm gonna read it. Listen, no make a call. I don't say it no go so. Yo, I think they're reading at the Green and the Observers what? No pay that the mind, you know, so I violate the dog violator and brother violator and thing, you know. And the other give out a process for go rinse out him brother, you know, and thing. And brother never do nothing still, you know, and him go so and so, you know, yeah, you get the backstory and thing. And Jamaica that for you, man. And you see enough of the people and when you see attack, whatever. And then use the people them from ghetto for the so and so, you know. It's enough of the people when you hear beat the police them, whatever, and then use the police them for do certain things, you know. Yeah, man. One time I did on the radio, you know, I read one article, you know. And a certain person did say something about her helper, you know. And she had talk things about her helper. I'm a beat her, you know, like beat her, like, you know, talk of something primarily for entertainment purposes, but, you know, and it to her, man. But everybody knew who the person was, you know, because the article, me read out the article and call the person. Years later, you know, I work for a certain man, he's deceased now. And me I'm star person upon him station, you know. So he's a businessman, you know, the way them do, you know, they foster a relationship with. So he invite me up on a book and thing, I would drink or whatever, and, you know, he speaks with this kind of raspy voice and whatever, you know. And I show you Jamaica run again, you know. And it was a Ragga, you're doing so well for us and whatever, you know what I'm saying? You are the rainmaker, Ragga, same talk, you know. And that reason, and you know, the liquor sinking or whatever. And then I said, but Ragga, you're a good sport, man. We should do this so much on. And to think I almost had you dealt with. So, well, in this season, we can't say certain things. So we say, Tony, dealt with? What do you mean, dealt with what? Yes, you know, I was going to establish a few people to pay you a visit, you know. You pay me a visit, Tony, what did I do? Well, you know, you did a little thing in the whatever, so and whatever. And I thought you were being a little bit unreasonable with my daughter. Your daughter? But oh, that long time, somebody. Oh, yeah, she have your last name. Are your daughter? Yeah, that was my daughter, and it was most unpleasant. We, you know, there were several of us. We didn't feel too comfortable, you know, about what you did. But I'm glad I did it because here we are now. You know, man, they're sampling, you know. You know, it's a year, and I just sat there. I mean, I think to myself, like, did this man, you know, but just to have that power and that comfort to just be able to speak freely and know that you're untouchable, and to just tell me that and whatever, I know that there is no, you know, yeah. And man, one time a man tell me, say, because I'm in politics, you know. So a man tell me, say, one time, man, him say, no, because him will try to get me for going to politics, you know. The man, they teach me enough things, you know. So I'm saying, Ragga, you need to go in politics and you'll be a rich man. I'm saying, Tony, is that the reason why you're going to politics? And so, yes, you're going to do a little good, but you're going to do a lot of good for yourself. You need to go in politics. So he was to a particular party and whatever. So I'm saying, so look at you now. You want me to come upon this, so I'm going to make reference to the party. And he goes, but Ragga, you're missing the point. It's not about the party. You just get in politics. And then when your party is in power, you're going to be rich. I'll back you. Wherever you run, I'll back you. You don't have to worry about funding. So I said, wait, are you saying that I can go into the other party? Sure. He says, Ragga, it's about power. It's not about the party, it's about power. So you have to pick a side, but you pick a side. Whichever side you pick, I don't care. I'll back you. You've made me make a lot of money here, and so what, I'll back you. And the man, they teach me something, you know. Yeah. You know, man, I say, Ragga, you cannot be such a firebrand and you're not on the side. You need to get off the fence. When you're on the fence, it's easier to shoot you off. But when you're on one side of the wall, you have the support of whichever side you're on, and they'll back you. That's what it's about. It's about power. Yeah, man, the man, they teach me that something, man. Man, they teach me that something. But again, you know, what I'm saying, you know, this facade, you know, about what is meritorious and thing and whatever, it's all BS, man. It's all BS, you know. When you get down to the game, you know, it's as Machiavellian as you can get, and it's as strategic as you can get, you know. Yeah, and as I'm saying, the stakes are ladder and draft. This is high-powered chess. rife with corruption right through. Yeah. Like I said, I can go on example after example after example with that. Yeah, man, the man, the same man, man, when him tell me what the politics, him say, just know that one of the things is you're going to have an enforcer. That him saying, call it enforcer. We call it Dan or whatever. Him say, you're going to have an enforcer. And just know that at some point that enforcer is going to think that he's more powerful than you, and then you're going to have to get rid of him. You know, man have the thing script out. Man say, you're going to have to get an enforcer in your community. Whichever constituency you're representing. And he said at some point, that enforcer is going to think that he's more powerful than you, and then you're going to have to get rid of him. So hear me, So you did go through that? Him say, yes, so I had to get rid of Silver Bullet. Ooh, what? Silver Bullet? I said, get rid of him. You mean get rid of? I got rid of him. So I lean back now. I say, are you sure you need to be telling me these things and whatever this and whatever? Again, go back to the original thing when I tell you. I said, are you sure you need to be telling me? And the man laugh off at me. You have this guy, Ragga, you're not learning anything like that. Nothing can happen to me, Ragga. And if I thought you were a threat, I'll deal with you too, So, man, I say, yeah, don't worry about them something that can't, nothing like that can't happen to him. And if he may not think to me is a threat, so I'll deal with you too. It could like nothing to him, It's not even personal. You understand? It could be like nothing to him. Yeah. And it was all business. You know what's the movie and you talk about the mob and thing, and you listen to, you never watch a thing like this Jewish man who did come up with a vision for Las Vegas, Bugsy sitting on it, but he did a juggle with the Italian mafia, La Cosa Nostra, led by Lucky Luciano. And for them things, it's just all business and whatever. And he reached a point where Las Vegas will make a whole heap of money and thing, and Bugsy did it, but he may be a bad and they were just very much like, okay, we gotta, somebody gotta, just business. It's about the money. And that run Jamaica. That run Jamaica. You run things down, you have to have your money in Jamaica, yeah? Yeah, man, that's right. Hey, no found to know this. You did have somebody who did, because Jamaica always have this thing about the 10 most wanted men, And you did have somebody, and then rank them. So you have the one who is the most wanted out of the 10. And one time I do my show, then time I was at 1 or 2. And one man called me and say, Ragga, don't Jamaica have one thing we say the 10 most wanted? So right away I smell the trouble in him, man. Right away I smell the trouble in him. You hear me? You don't know me, because anytime you hear me, anytime you hear me, I'm either up to mischief or I'm being careful, I'm being hyper careful. So I say, I say, yeah, don't Jamaica have a thing for the 10 most? And don't so and so and so him the on the top of the whatever. Yeah, I think of that them say, So me in the middle of Spanish town and me stand up and me watch him right as I know in the middle of Spanish town I talk to some policeman and somebody. I just signal to my producer. The time I read the sound and ask me. And she goes so bam. And I say, What you say? What you say a while ago? Hello? Hello? I want to the caller. Is what to the caller? I want to the caller. You get cut me have it up on the road, I run up and down or whatever. And you want to come, you must have rotted mad. Yeah, man, so you have to know how to navigate around. And one time I did a new stock, you know. And one brother in coming, man. Raga, you have to say this. You have to boss this, dog. You have to boss this. So I say, and then go so boom and take up your phone and show me a video. When I look in a video, I see a well-known popular politician with a lie down naked with a piece of wood there. Right? I see a young boy, can't more than 15, 16. And I saw at that time the leader of all of the Catholic Church in the region, who's to get in position from the Vatican, and who was stationed in Jamaica at that time at a place there up on Chateau, don't write the name and thing. And when me see that, and me see that the man, I carried the little boy over and him bend over and do him and I said, stop it. And then him stop it. And I said, let me tell you something. I can't say it now. What me I say no? Because I know why I can't say it now. I said, let me tell you something. Do not come back and show me something like this again, alright? And if anybody comes say, I said, don't go tell anybody say you show me this. And if anybody comes say, you show me this and thing, I go and deny it from you till eternity. Because what happened, you know, the person who film it, you know, you can see them in one closet, you know. So me not see the person who film it, you know. So it's a setup, you know. Something I go on there and whatever, you know. So, and then now, go for years, so the brother who do it and whatever, is him set up the boy for whatever. Me no want in them world with them people and whatever and thing like that. Because the way them juggle and whatever, people do a lot to not lose a lot. Right? Know that. People will do a lot to not lose a lot. You understand? So me no want to not find angle with you and whatever. Because you never, you know, and who you think I will come out there with that and this and that and whatever. You think someone a fooling on this? Yeah, man, and someone just move him up, man. Later on, it did bust out about him. That's why I can't say it now. It did bust out about the Catholic man. And the Vatican did remove him and all him something that. So that never have nothing to do with me. That was years later and whatever. So, you see what I say? Then you know, say, when that did happen, I'm going to go say Ray and make two call and what. Everybody know. I like powerful people and all people who have problem with Raggashanti, I talk about sort out and radio, all of them know. And them I don't know about it. But them a distract people every day with what going in a dance and I could ban ladies saw Raggashanti I talk about sort out and headers and things like that and and this is the serious corruption there. Right? Cause by them time then I mean in several circles already, you know, right? Me in a circle already and hear them people they attack, you know. They know everybody who did have ganja plane, who you get money from ganja plane, start supermarket chain, who this and that with hotel, with first hotel and bill. They know everything. Everybody, all of them when you see up there, them have the history, they know everything, people. They make them fool you. They know everybody who used to do everybody. Jamaica no big enough. Jamaica no big. Jamaica no big. Jamaica is a small place, but in a film circle, them know everybody. Them know who do what and who do this and who. Them know everything. So if them already know everything, you'd be stupid to think that if you go put out something out there, them are going to do something about it. If you follow the rule and the logic with them, then their priority would be to shut you up. You understand? That is Jamaica for you. Yeah? But the ones who master the game, you know, they know if to do them things upon the back end. They know if to navigate them terrains, those terrains and them things upon the back end. But then come out and publicly say the right thing. Or come out and make it look like them do the right thing with the powerless. And that's why, because people have to go to jail, because crime are commit, no? But it's only certain people go to jail. So that have to still go on. You understand? So it have to look like them and do something. But when certain people, whatever, this and that and whatever, you take care of them. And if you come from the whole, if you have money and it's all money, you're good. Because then, you know, the network is there, you know, people know you, you've been supporting this party all this time and your family always so and whatever and thing and whatever. So when you look at 18-year-old Joe do so and so, imagine, no. That's Joshua's grandson, you know. Oh, Joshua. Oh, Joshua. Yes, Joshua. Okay, that is right. Remember one time when they among some very, very rich, well-known, wealthy Jamaica. And he beat the ghetto. You know one of them beat ghetto people, and I said, like, ghetto people need to step up to make this place safer and all them something there, you know. Always a big ghetto people. One day like God make me dead there when it happened. And nephew go lick down somebody from old Stony Road in 99. The nephew never quite sure him lick down somebody and things. So the nephew said, no, me think me lick somebody. So the nephew said, no, me no want to lick somebody. And then, you know, whatever. The nephew turn around, you know, go back and go search and look. And I don't know if you don't know old Stony Road, it's kind of hilly and whatever. So the person get lick and must over in a bush. So the nephew, being a person of integrity, you know, and good character, the nephew, you know, go back and think and whatever and find. When the nephew find the person, the nephew pick up a person and run, carry them go hospital, you know. And the nephew would just get emotional about it and thing, and the nephew stay with the person at the hospital and all them something and whatever, and eventually the nephew left her more money and take link and say my link back and them something and whatever. Him now, who always a big ghetto people, and I tell ghetto people not doing enough, you know, and if they just unite and whatever, you know, the kind of Kanye West type of reasoning, they're like, oh, the slave them should have just whatever, as if say it was that simple, you know. Him now, me hear him say, the nephew, I'm brother's son, right? So same brother named John. Right? But the nephew named Paul. So he talk about John now, you know, can hear what the nephew doing, you know, hear him now. But John a be an idiot, John a ways over there, you know. A be an idiot, John a go over there, you know. And me tell him, you know, when him go turn back and go and look for the person for and go in the hospital, him an idiot. Right? If something like that happen, I mean, if you go and do that, you know, call me and make me call. And then him refer to the commissioner of police name, the then commissioner of police name. But you hear the coolness in it, no? Right? Right away, you know, he must say, him nephew, a idiot for go do what him for do. Go do what him do. But turn back and then you gonna bring the picnic gun, bring the man gone to hospital and them something there, whatever. You must say, no, him shouldn't do that. And him do it. You call, you must say, call me and make me call the commissioner. So you must say, me that call the commissioner and take care of it and make sure, say, nothing to reach the nephew, which is what goes on all the time. So it's not like they're not doing wrongs. They are. Them just not go jail fee. They're just not held accountable for it. And then when I do this, do it. But if you supposedly come from feeding background or whatever, then you go jail fee. And as some of you read them things, sometimes you see how something play out, you know. Right? You see and did a drive up in race car them and thing, and expensive car them and thing. I mean, yes, some frightened, some uptown people roll out, blah, 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 blah. You see this and that and whatever, I'm going to drive the car, them and this and that and where. You see and I drive up the car, them and the car don't make nice. And right away, you know. I'm like, this is just Jamaica, and this is a corruption and such bullshit in Jamaica. People, make juice media or chumpy or them tell you from when we are go up. And from our time when uptown youth them a run road with feeding car and thing, and when we are take Joyce bus and from them there you see all airport road and whatever, when them a race by airport road, Port Royal road and whatever, you know, uptown people, uptown youth them, you know, feed them thing that, you know, man, with them hot car and them money and them something, you know. And when them do them thing, boys will be boys, you know, whatever, this and that. And them take, and with it, them boy, them one time police catch them, not this and that and whatever, them nothing a reach. But no, the little country boy from you know, UC and the little country boy and whatever, to him have money and then come up here and this and that, no, whatever, them have a problem with UC. Because UC don't belong. You see no come from them thing. That's why me no frightened for them, you know. Me no frightened for them, and me no itch up run them and beg them not because me too grass rank. You understand? That's why me work for my own differently. And I set my thing differently, right? Me not go too far. Sometimes I did go too far, like I tell you, like, you know, and whatever, and I have to adjust. But in general, me did have to balance my thing. And through me know me rank and whatever and thing and whatever, and I raise my opinion in the same way. In the way you need it, see, the way Jamaica is and the way Jamaica corrupt, you have to work hard and work smart to be able to tell anybody fuck off. Because all when them did a fight against me and them come for me, them know, you know. So him did a chatting foolishness and him did a busting big laugh and a chat about tambourine and whatever and thing like that. And but they knew boy having degrees. So them just know, right? Them know. Them sitting there when they work hard for, they knew. They know that he's choosing to do that. But he does have the capacity to conform to what we want him to be. He's just not doing it. But if them didn't, boy, never did work hard and establish him thing and them know and whatever this and that. And then fling my boy a long time, man. But them know say boy have the capacity to switch it up on them. You see what I say? That's why enough time when I do the thing, you know, and the youth them I say, yo, one thing, you know, sir, I'm not going to tell. Mr. Listen to me. With all due respect, you're not in the same position that I am. Yeah, you have to just balance your thing and keep your job. Don't live what Ragga and then go do what Ragga do. Like, if somebody fire Ragga, Ragga is okay. Because Ragga do enough to do. Right? Success always favors the prepared. Success always favors the prepared. Right? So Ragga put himself in whatever this and that will give himself more options. So yeah, Ragga can tell him F off and him still good, you know. You never make all them no wiser, you know. You remember one time them did I put on them foot and I take away people something and I take, you know, when people up at the dial I take away people the visa them, you know. But no way them did I do it, you know. I don't know if you remember. You remember when them take with people, so I don't know, but there was a time in Jamaica where something did go on with the US government and them take with powerful people visa, you know. But it's like them not tell them. So for example, you'd have this powerful person, even in family, I went on big vacation, you know, and when him go to the airport, him say, yeah, but take away, you know, be an embarrassment. So there was a big thing about it and thing and whatever. So somebody go call the show one day, you know, and say, Ragga, you know, she said, them take with such and such a person visa and whatever, I see it, man. Yo, me, I get boomy, I know, you know. At the time, boy, I citizen already, you know. We don't make them know visa, you know. We don't tell nobody, we just hold it down. Yeah, me, I say, yeah, man, me, I watch you go and me get boomy, I know, man, and whatever, you know. Yeah. I say, boy, Ragga, have a years up, you know, because they may go take away your thing too, you know. It's a go on the radio, you know. So me I say, yeah, look like me have to go easy, man. Yeah, whatever. And we go on. People, the very next time I fly up, you know, I go to Florida, you know. You know, so me get take out of the line and carry on in the back room. Yeah. Good, take out of the line, you know, the line, and there's two, you know, immigration, Mr. Stewart, may the passport, please. So, you're a citizen. Wait, yeah? Whisper. You know, them are whispering, and me I hear him, and he's like, but he's a citizen. You have to come with us. And I was like, okay. And we go on a back road, and I'm just sitting there, so look, you know, when you go, and I'm going to go back road already, I'm sit down. Because I'm going to do nothing around there, I'm going to have nothing over here. Then go up there and then chat and whatever. And then call back somebody. Then there's somebody who them call now. As some sort of supervisor person, right? So when him come now, them a talk, but them a use some code, literal code, like them would say, yes, but they said it was an R445, but it's an S3C. I don't know what it mean, you know. But them just attack like me do every day, they know, you know. And when me hear the soup say, nah, man, this has got to be spurious. This is some vindictive stuff and whatever, you know. And, you know, why did he even bring him around here? If he's a citizen and it said that, you know, he's whatever, man. And I'm like, okay, we just, and like the one them who called me, like, no, we just wanted to be sure because it's like him I use, you don't know them time, but it's like him I say, no, we just want to be sure because when I saw that he's a citizen, I was like, so the whole thing is a citizen. By this time, I reason said this is not by coincidence that the brother did call in and this and that, I never met them no wiser, you know. Right? Jamaica is a corrupted place, may I tell you, you know, so somebody, let me tell you what, now somebody call and tell them all kind of sickness when we supposedly I do. Even a line, I don't even want to say what them supposedly, we kind of find out some things after. Let's just say that there were some people involved in all kind of thing with what they call go fast boats, right? In the Caribbean. You know, like speedboat, but the term they use was the people that do. So they go said me involved in this. So my call and telling lie. I don't know how them things set up, but the person who go do or whoever do them said them I do. It was set up on a thing where say me up on visa. So whatever lie them tell, it involved this thing about my visa or something or whatever. And I saw them, whatever them I do, them I say, but it's I saw the big man who attacked him. I said, so when I bring him on for if I used to say the man I say, like him I say, when I say the man I say, so I bring him on for if everything based on this thing I say my visa and them and this and that, then clearly whoever send you this and know them I say, I paraphrase, but you know what I mean. If I say clear whoever tell you this and know them I say whatever, so it can't be, you know, whatever and all and sitting there and I say I make up something this, that thing basically I tell them. And I'm like, Mr. Stewart, I'm sorry about this, man. Sorry, it's okay, you go on. Because when you go backward, you know, backward, I say backward. I say backward. No, I never buy nothing backward yet. I chat to the woman and but I never buy nothing backward yet. But when you go backward, you know, and them tell you sit down. I want to know when I call backroom at airport, right? When you come in, right? When them take you out of the line and then carry you. But when you go on and them tell you sit down, after a while, them tell you say come up and you have to go at the counter. And them do all them things. Not even that them do with me. Them tell me sit down and then discuss and then come back, them apologize to me. I say sorry, Mr. Stewart. Somebody call the people them and tell them all kind of thing about me. You think me easy down there? Ah, boy. So Jamaica not an easy place. Jamaica is a corrupted place right through. You understand? And it still favors a certain set of people who look a certain way, have certain kind of money, and them run things down there. And they're untouchable. And people don't go to jail and people don't get arrested and nothing like that. And it's all about money and power. And the paradigm is those with the money, they need the support of the government. So then spend them money for elect who they want to elect, because then they will now enact legislation to favor them with the money and the power, which is often delivered through subsidies. So if never do construction of a whole bunch of house over so and so, we want the government to support it and subsidize it. And thing, right? And then who go in a government now, them want to rise in a government. Because when them rise in a government, whether to a ministry or a deputy minister, whatever this and when you rise in a government and you have that link there, the people and with the money and with the people and you have the power now, you know. So you authorize things to get done because you have the authority. So the people and with the money now have to come to you. So people who don't have money go in politics and rise in to deal with them people. And when them people deal with them, they make them people are nice. And then them people are now have to enact legislation, enforce the law and all these things in a way we favor the money people in. And that is how been the marriage from thine kingdom come. Not only Jamaica, all across the world. That's the game. And that's why you find say it's only recently you have people from certain family actually are going to power. Because for them thing is, no, we not going to politics. We control the politicians. And if the politicians them not do what we say we for do. We get rid of them and put in who we want to put in. Allah, for example, Sandals White House. You remember that big dirty scandal? Yeah. So one government, they did do what Mr. Man want them to do. So Mr. Man bankroll that and make the other party win. But before we make the other party win, they had a little deal. Say, yo, if you win, you know. And so the party, I say, yeah, man. Just come here with your money. We're going to take care of you when we win. And then when a party, they win, party, they do what Mr. Man said. Implement them for those. It's a game. It's a game. So politics go, you know. And that's why the networking and them things they're important. And this is the corruption there. And if you're not favored, you have nothing to forget and you know protection. Like Barcy tell me, when you're up on the fence, you're easy for shoot off. That's actually a powerful statement, you know, whether or not you want to comply with it, you know. And so when you're up on the fence, you're easy for shoot off. But when you're up on one side or the other side, you have the bucketive of the people on that side that will protect you from over that side. So the thing was get off the fence, Ragga. And it was important to him, so it doesn't matter which side you're on, one side I will go in a power anyway, at some point. Just assume so one side I will go in a power. And when a side I go in a power, you're nice. And the thing was, Ragga, if you go in a politics, yo, people just vote for you because they like you. And that people are going to vote for you. And you know, but you say you already have name recognition, you know. His thing was that, and you say you're pretty good with people and you can speak and you know, you have that kind of charisma that is important and things. So I say, yo, you don't have to worry about the money. If you go in politics, I'll give you all the money that you need. And that the man tell me. But maybe you couldn't manage that, yeah. That is not for me. Cause I know your boy and I like stress, don't you? Now, man, certain high-profile people and things, and when you're going to Jamaica, you're going to tell you get treated very differently. But that they're everywhere. People, you know, Kimberly have a pet peeve about the likes, them and things. So Kimberly is saying that we need to reach 200,000 before we leave. So like up alive and make you go 200,000 so that Kimberly can sleep in peace tonight, okay? And I do, right? Kimberly say, and I do. Marian say, I had to send my agents to Sandals Hotel to check in their guests. They didn't come to the airport. Mm-hmm. Jacqueline, in would own your Ragga. Yeah, but that's what the game is. You have a sponsor, a benefactor, and you have to take care of that sponsor and that benefactor, you know. Yeah, that's what the game is. Miriam is, who's Kimberly? Kimberly's in the chat. She's there, but Kimberly has a pet peeve about the likes. So Kimberly wants you all to tap the screen before you leave so that it can reach 200,000. Right now it's at 185,000, and it's Kimberly's thing, okay? Right, Marian, Kimberly's a Tom farmer. She's in the chat though, okay? Yeah, no, that is a game, you know. That's a politics run, you know. You have somebody who spend money on you and you take care of them. And depending on how much power you have, it's a balancing act, you know, because sometimes some people put certain people in a power and then turn around and take care of them. Then the people them with the money now would sponsor somebody else. Or make sure so the man was look out for who did spend the money upon them to make them get the power. You know, one very obvious example of that was in a certain country, a certain man spent about $250 million or so, somewhere thereabouts, to get somebody elected. And when that person was elected, that person did look out for that person until they fell out. Then they'd fall, and the person they didn't really look out for them because the person, they tell the person, say, come run the government, man, right? Come, yeah, because you spend your money and things come in, but then the person with the money really overplayed his hand, like big time, in an arrogant way, like he really start believing that him did run the show. Like, you know, and of course you all know which country that is. Evoking belonging, big up yourselves. No man, the politics thing for me. No, right, I know people is all about my youth, them, you know, my loved ones, and understand. We just want to put some things to them and thing and time for them and entertain, you know, and come here evening time and easy, you know. It's not like I'm in the twilight of my life or anything like that. I'm just really about just relax and take it easy, man, you know. And that's something, honestly, you know. Some of us want to pay my bills there, man. Oh, Kimberly's happy. It's a 200,000. All right. Thanks, Gino or Geno. Right? I just did some of it right, you know. You see what I say? I just did some of them. And within that scope, again, I say this all the time, but I just want you all to know I appreciate you. I appreciate you all over, you know.
I don't hear this anywhere else, you know, apart from the Jamaica Young Police channel and Raggashanti. But we don't know if, you know, that's one of his program that he had, you know, something based on what is happening in Jamaica. So he just decided to spill the beans, but he didn't spill it as yours truly would, you know, do. Now that you have listened to Raggashanti's statements in this video, a number of serious questions begin to emerge about power, influence, and accountability in Jamaica. So that's why I tell you, you know. So when you see that these people, you know, pretending as if they love the poor, the reason why they have even this new thing where they're giving people clean fingerprint record, because the people that they're giving clean fingerprint records, these are people who have committed crimes on them. So when they're using a broad brush like they love poor people, no, they don't. Because what they're doing is destroying our own people there. All of these politicians, all 63 of them. Raggashanti speaks about individually describes as the shakers and movers. Those who operate behind the scenes and shape outcomes in ways the public may never fully see. According to his account, there are instances where allegations have surfaced involving high-level coordination of criminal activity, conversations reportedly captured on recordings, and a situation where a police officer allegedly faced consequences after acting on sensitive information. You hear him? That's the first one he talks about. These are serious claims and they highlight a broader concern. I don't want to call the policeman's name in regard, you understand what I'm saying? The one that, you know, if people want, I'll do a video and, you know, show you his photograph, that policeman. They didn't like him because he could not be bought. These are serious claims, and they highlight a broader concern. Are systems designed to pursue justice equally at all levels? No. Or is there a perception that accountability becomes more complex when power is involved? You know, there are also questions raised about how evidence is handled, what standards are applied, and whether legal frameworks are consistently enforced. This is not about declaring guilt. This is about examining the system, the narratives, and concerns being raised publicly. Because in any society, one principle must remain clear. Justice must not only be done, it must be seen to be done. So the question becomes, is the system working as intended? Or there are errors that require deeper scrutiny? I will say before, we say again, Jamaica is the criminal's paradise in the Caribbean Sea. I wish you have a beautiful day. Jamaica, Young Police Channel out.